It took a little bit for Donald Trump to really respond to the new bombshell in the classified documents case. That, of course, being that apparently he was the head of a multi-person effort to destroy evidence to stop the FBI from realizing what might have happened with those documents at Mar-a-Lago. But over the weekend, he said a few things. He started to get talkative. He typed this. If you're on the podcast, this is in all caps. Mar-a-Lago security tapes were not deleted. They were voluntarily handed over to the thugs, headed up by deranged Jack Smith, a very, very handsome man. We did not even go to court. I added part of that. You can guess which part. We did not even go to court to stop them from getting these tapes. I never told anybody to delete them. Prosecutorial fiction and misconduct, election interference. So a lot of that is ridiculous. Let's note that for the first time, he is actually denying that he told them to delete them. So that is actually something, and that something is a lie. But I love the beginning of it. It's Mar-a-Lago security tapes were not deleted. No, we know. Well, we suspect anyway. You're not being charged with having actually deleted them. It's a plot to delete them. I love it. Like he could start with what would seem to be the strongest response, which is, I didn't tell anyone to delete them. Which, look, in reality, what does that mean? He probably the exact same thing as when he was telling the people about moving the docks. Like, if something were to happen, that wouldn't be the worst. Yes, he did not say the words, go delete them, I'm sure. But to start off with, they were not deleted when no one is claiming that they were deleted is such a weird mealy-mouthed evasion. And if you're just gonna deny like doing the plot anyway, why waste time with that? But of course he does. And before you jump in, Jayar, I just wanna get to one part of another message. He says it's the same as Russia. They knowingly accuse you with a fake crime. You cannot deny that you stole the documents. You literally had them in your toilet, but you fight these false charges hard and they try and get you on obstruction. Trying to delete the evidence, trying to do that is not fighting the charges hard. I know that, like, from the point of view of his base, everything he does against the people who are persecuting him, who are of course Satanists who eat baby faces, is perfectly fine. So it could be cast as whatever he wants. But the idea that like deleting tapes is fighting it hard. So like if Biden shuts down an investigation of Hunter Biden, he's just fighting the charges hard, right? Okay, and now you're gonna say that he's doing obstruction, which I guess is fake and made up. None of this, again, makes any sense, but it doesn't have to. Jayar, what do you think?
It's another one of those instances with obstruction. To slap it in quotes. What for? Is it obstruction or is it not obstruction? Are they trying to charge you with obstruction? Are they trying to get you on obstruction? Is obstruction a word that you just learned and you're like, it's this word I learned. It's called obstruct. Why is the reason for just say the word? That's what they be coming after you for, right? And by the way, then they try to get you on obstruction. Does this sound like an innocent person? I want you guys to put this in other terms that maybe people who support Donald Trump maybe can understand. Imagine a black person who's up and has multiple indictments and crimes and alleged crimes against them. And then they find themselves in many of those places. Maybe it was a murder scene and the car that was where the shooter took off from included someone else in the back seat. And maybe he's an accessory to it because he wasn't actually pulling the trigger. And then he goes, look, now they're trying to get me because I'm fighting against these charges. Now they're trying to get me on accessory just because I was in the car. Bro, that's normal. That's straightforward. This is nothing new to get you on obstruction when you're allegedly obstructed an investigation probably 72 to 73 times. And we continue to see it and people continue to say they saw you say this and heard you do this. And then the security camera shows that. And then the fourth time that you tell them what you gave them when you didn't give, they're trying to get you on obstruction or they keep seeing evidence of obstruction. It's one of those two things. I wonder which one it could be.
There, you are asking for sense out of this person, a person who sent these messages. They're now admitting the tapes were not deleted. What are you talking about? The first we heard of anything having to do with the tapes was this superseding indictment where they said that you tried to delete them. They don't claim that they were deleted. It's like he's taking this one horrendous update for him and then like making up previous things so that it's actually good. It's interesting spin, and he's doing it all on his own. But then he goes on to say they shouldn't be allowed to investigate me during and in the middle of That's the same thing. Sorry, what are you talking about? My campaign for president. Why didn't they file these ridiculous charges 2.5 years ago? Because you kept criming. The destruction plot was a year ago. How would they have? Now, if they had charged you with it 2.5 years ago, that would be suspicious. I would not be down for that. If they charged you with a year in the future trying to delete the tapes, then I would not be down for that. But what a ridiculous, it's like a person is standing over the body of the person they just knifed to death and then say, why didn't you have a problem with this a decade ago? Because you're doing crimes now, you psychopath.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.